لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مثل المؤمنين في توادهم وتراحمهم وتعاطفهم مثل الجسد إذا اشتكى منه عضو واحد تداعى سائر الجسد بالسهر والحمى أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم. My dear respected brothers, elders, listeners, the verses of the Holy Quran that I have recited from different places in the Holy Quran and the hadith of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is related to issues with society and how the problems that we face in society, the challenges that we have, what is the solution? And as a community and society, if we feel until this problem, this issue is not on my doorstep or related to one of my family member or some relative that we know, it's not my problem. And we turn a blind eye to this and we continue doing what we are doing, then the result is that we will fail as a community. We will fail as a society. And also, we will not be practicing the teachings of our religion and our deen. So when we do have a problem in the society as a whole, we have to put our input and we have to try and solve and what we can do. And on different occasions, I have spoke about different problems that we have in the society. And the topic that I've selected today, not only myself but throughout the UK, today or in the next coming weeks, many of the scholars, the topic that they will speak about and address the public is regarding Islamophobia. Now, in this short time that I have, I'd just like to explain a little bit about what Islamophobia is and the current difficulties that we face in society and what is the solution and what we can do as a community and Muslims in general. And if we remember and stick to the point that I've mentioned, if we turn the blind eye because it's not related to our family member or our relative or our member of our household, then this is where we fail as a community. So firstly, if we look, is common or it can happen to some Muslims in the UK, or not only in the UK, around the world, where hateful comments can be said to them, or people are insulting their religion, or in the worst case, they are being physically attacked or verbal abuse because of their religion, because of their appearance. For men, that could be a beard, and for the sisters, for the women, it could be because of their headscarf. And they are targeted because of these things. Some may face difficulty in getting a job. Some may face difficulty getting out and about to their daily activities. And we see it on the social media also many times where things have been such tragic events have taken place and people have shared their stories, and we have heard from time to time what is happening. And as time is going on, we have seen there's an increase in this. So it's not decreasing. Yet we may not know about what figures or numbers they have reached, but those organizations that are working tirelessly day and night would have the figures of how high this has become. Point number 2, as a Muslim community, anywhere around the world, even if any human is being attacked, we remember the hadith of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Irhamu man fil ard," have mercy on those that are on the earth. And that includes not only humans but also animals. Yarhamkum man fis sama, the one who is in the heavens, he will have mercy upon you. So when such things happen, we remember the hadith of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam regarding the believers, mathalul mu'minin, the example of believers, fi tawaddihim, in their love for one another, and their being merciful and kind to one another, and their compassion from one another is like the body. If there's an ache in the body, you have a toothache, you have a headache, or some illness or pain in the belly, in the stomach, in the leg, in the thigh, then what happens? The whole body is affected. The whole body is in pain. And what do we say? I am in pain. The whole body, it affects the whole body. And this is the example that our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned, that this is the example of a believer. So when some news reaches regarding others that such and such thing has happened to them, then we should feel that mercy, that compassion, and that love. Just as an illness that affects our body, the whole body feels the pain. So turning a blind eye to this will not help, because it makes matters worse and things will increase. And if someone is oppressing a zalim, then the hadith of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is to prevent and stop them from this dhulm and oppression. The famous hadith, the narrator Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu anh mentions, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned, "Man ra'a minkum munkaran," whoever amongst you sees something wrong that is happening in the society, then he should try and prevent and stop this with his hands. And if he is unable to with his hands, then with his tongue to speak out against the oppression. And if not with his tongue, then the lowest level of Iman is that one feels that this is a sin in the heart. So now we are aware that Muslims around where they face this difficulty, how and what should we do in such situations? How should we go about it? Number one, if anyone faces this difficulty, or if they are attacked physically or verbally because of them being a Muslim, or because of what they are wearing, or because of their appearance, or because of their headscarf, and someone has insulted them, then the first thing that should be done, it should be reported to the police. In case of an emergency, 999, or non-emergency, 101. And you may wonder and ask and think, what difference will it make if I have been attacked physically or verbally that I contact the police? It will make a difference. Why? Because there's a separate database, a separate recording which is named under Islamophobia. So if anyone is attacked, then they will keep a record of this. And it should be clear that such and such thing has happened and is related to because of my religion or because of my appearance. Then what will happen? It will be recorded. So if there's 1,000 case and there's 10,000 people that have reported, it will make a difference. Because when there's a large number, an increase, then they will look into the solution to solve the problem. But if we turn a blind eye to this and think that I will not report this, then the actual figures will not be displayed. And we cannot come to the actual figures. So number one is reporting. And if anyone does have any issues, confidence issues, or they cannot speak regarding this matter, there's a separate organization that can speak on behalf of you on this matter. But it's important because they have the figures recorded. Just like we have signatures, we have petitions. If a petition reaches 10,000, and then later if this petition reaches 100,000, and it keeps increasing, we know that this has an effect. Likewise, any hate crime, if it is recorded, it will have an effect. So number one is that it should be reported. Number two, we have to be educated regarding this matter and also involve others in the society. Many of us work with non-Muslims, or they study with them, or they work with them, or they are in contact with them. It could be their neighbors, friends, so on. Involving them will also help when they see hate crime or insulting towards Muslim is being done, then they can also help you fight your case. And this can also have a great impact on this. So involving not only the Muslims but the non-Muslims that are fair and just, and many of them, as we have experienced, they are. And they can hear you, what you are saying, and they can see what is happening, so they can also be involving them also will help towards the case. And also forwarding it on to other MPs and those that hold such position in the society. And number three is we try and get involved ourselves. As I mentioned, the first point at the beginning of the talk If we turn a blind eye to this and we think it's not on my doorstep, my family members not affected, so until they are affected, then I will get involved. Then I will try and do something, try and help. There are organizations that are helping with this and spend a lot of time to try and put these things forward. So then such measures are taken that this is reduced and is stopped. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu alaykum anfusakum la yadurrukum man dhalla idha ihtadaytum, in para 7. Those who believe. Now some people understand this verse, they don't look at the deeper meaning. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that worry about yourself. And if someone is misguided, then their misguidance will not affect you. So someone may think that it's not affecting me or my family, so I will not do anything. But when we look into this verse deeper and we look at the hadith of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and how if there is dhulm and oppression taking place in the society and we have not done anything about it to try and prevent and stop this, then how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment comes. So these are the steps that we can take. And like I mentioned, it's important that we are educated and we know about this. That if it does happen, what steps that we take, keeping in mind the laws that are set, they're there to be followed. And to stand up for yourself if someone is oppressing you is something which is not wrong. It's something that one should stand for their own right, for their own safety. And the 3 points that I mentioned, the solution, if any one of us does come across this, then we can take these 3 steps. If we know anyone that has faced such a thing, then we can also advise them, tell your family members and people in the community in general. And like I mentioned, many of the ulamas in the UK, especially this month, are discussing this topic to address the public, to mention that we are aware of these, if such situations comes, how we go about this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with this deen, Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the Holy Quran and the great teachings of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And our success as Muslims, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Holy Quran, is obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is obeying His beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only in those matters that suit us, in those matters which are easy for us, in those things that we can do, but in all fields of life, which is called the sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is what the true success is.